guys, this is Jacko from MuddyTigerOutdoors, and today is going to be the second video in this series about making a cost-effective or lower cost AR-15 rifle a little bit more customizable, a little bit more attractive, visually attractive, and a little bit more functional. Again, if you missed the first video, this particular rifle is the DPMS Panther Arms A-15 rifle. This is a 5.56/223 caliber, and it's a very good rifle, very good platform to just kind of, if you're a beginner to rifles or AR-15s or sport or tactical rifles, this is definitely a good platform to start with because of the low cost and a good quality rifle. So what we're going to do today to this rifle is a number of different things. We're going to add a different forward grip or foregrip or heat shield, whatever you want to call it. We're going to take the one that comes with the rifle off. Not that it's a bad quality or that it's a bad foregrip, but I want to make it a little more custom, and I want to be able to put some things to the rifle, maybe a light, also a forward grip and things like that. So that's what we're going to do first. And what I've chosen for that is this. This is the Magpul. I'm sure you guys are familiar with these type of rifles. There's a really good brand out there, Magpul, and they make a number of different things. They make a lot of furniture for your AR-15. Magpul it's a company that I like because one, they make a good quality product. They're all made in the United States, and they keep the cost low. So it's a very easy way, cost-effective way to modify your rifle. Magpul makes a number of different things, so it's definitely a good brand and a good product. So here's what we've got now in this little presentation here. We have three different products. We have the Magpul M-Lock forward grip. We have a polymer rail, which is the Picatinny or Weaver style rail, and this is detachable, so I just already added that onto there. And of course we've got the Magpul MOE forward grip, and they're all matching same color. Let's just kind of keep it that way. Now that's one thing that we're going to add today. So in order to do that, we have to first remove this. Now I don't have the wrench, or I don't have the tool that lets you take this off, but I've actually been able to do it myself without needing that tool or that wrench, whatever you want to call it. So let's go ahead and take this off, and we'll replace it with the Magpul furniture. Now if you've never removed one of these before, they're kind of a pain because this is spring loaded, and it requires a good amount of pressure for that to be able to give you some slack and be able to remove the upper parts. And these come apart in two pieces. So as you can see right here, these come up and down, and I'm going to use the bench just to make sure that I have enough leverage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press down, watch me struggle, and I'm going to go ahead and use the flathead screwdriver just to kind of separate a little bit. Now once I've separated, then I can just kind of squeeze it in without damaging it or without being too rough, and just kind of start working them apart. There we go. That's all it takes. The top one comes off. Turn it around, press down on that delta ring, and then the bottom one, there we go. The bottom one comes off. So now we have no foregrip on this rifle. That's what it looks like. Now that we're up to this point, the next thing to do is grab the top piece of the Magpul forward grip, or I'm sorry, foreign grip furniture, and this is the front, this is the back. This is the part that goes against the delta ring, and this is the part that goes against the gas block. Now that little lip right there just kind of resides up against the gas block, so I'm going to give you a little bit of a close-up, that part right there. So we just basically push it in, make sure that it engages. I'm going to use the workbench to push down on the rifle, make sure that we secure that part, and that's all it takes. That's well in there. Now the back, the bottom piece takes a little bit more effort. So again, that's the front of it. We go at a little bit of an angle. Now once we get it in there, same thing. We have to secure it underneath the lip of that nut against the gas plug. Once it clicks, then we just kind of push this down again on the delta ring. And there it goes. And that's what it looks like. So now it's all lined up, nice and secure, pretty solid. No wiggles, and that delta ring still moves back and forth. So we did pretty good. Now the next thing that I want to do is change this. So guess what? I have the matching Magpul pistol grip, and this feels a little bit more comfortable than this to my hand. And of course, I just like it, you know, that it matches. So we're gonna take this off. Very, very simple to do. Now this particular one, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but in there's a little bit of a hex bolt. So we have to take that off in order to be able to remove the pistol grip. Now when removing this, in case you haven't done this, there's a little spring right there on this side, on the right side of the rifle. So you have to kind of be careful when you take this off, just to make sure that you don't lose your spring. It doesn't have a whole lot of tension, so it doesn't come out jumping at you. You just have to make sure that you don't drop it and lose it. So there it is, and here's the little spring. Very, very tiny. So we're going to put that aside, and the Magpul comes with its own hardware, so we'll go ahead and use that. Now that's a nice thing about this Magpul pistol grip. It comes with this little compartment thing. You can put you know, extra rounds there. These are big enough for 2 to 3 round. You can put about 3 of those in there. You can put batteries in there. Whatever you want to put in there, it'll hold it secure. So that's kind of a nice little attachment there. Alright, so this has 2 holes, if you can see them there, and the front one, which is the one closest to this side, that's the one that lines up with the hole right here that attaches the pistol grip on its place. So again, here's the spring, flathead screwdriver. I'm going to try to use gravity in our favor. Hopefully we can. Now I don't know if there's a special tool for this to make it a little bit easier. But I just kind of use gravity sometimes. Gravity is your friend a lot of times. Alright, so we just kind of hold that, pin it down, line it up, don't lose your spring just like I did. Okay, let's try this again. Just kind of have to watch your spring, make sure that it's still where it needs to be. Just going to tighten, make sure that it's not going to move. Nice and secure, and there we have it. And we have a very nice, sturdy feeling pistol grip. Okay, and of course, let's not forget a little plug there. Now the next thing that I want to do to this rifle is add some type of optics. I do have some sights, or an extra set of sights somewhere in the house, but I'm not going to use those. What I'm going to use is this. Keeping in mind this is a low cost or more cost effective project or rifle. I know what this looks like. Looks like a very close copy of the ACOG or Trijicon ACOG optics. This is not what it is. I paid $75 for this on Amazon, and I can't remember the brand, but I'm going to go ahead and post the link of that in the description of this video. Now this has no magnification. It's not very fancy, but it does have a little bit of a optic fiber, and that's gonna the camera's probably not going to pick it up, but it's got a little bit of a green dot. That's all. It's a very generic green dot. It's got no crosshairs, nothing like that, just a green dot. And of course you can adjust the windage and elevation with these two right here. Now it's also powered, so there's a little bit of a button there, and it's I've got a couple of batteries coming in the mail. This one didn't come in with batteries, and you know, I've kind of looked around, and the green dot is there. You can actually see it, but it's a little bit dim unless you're in a very well lit area, room, or outside. You're not going to be able to see it much. So that's where this button comes into play. You can actually power it up and it'll light up the dot. So we'll see how it works once I get the batteries in the mail. But again, very, very cheap option, very And when I say cheap, I don't mean low quality. This is actually made with Japanese aluminum, and yeah, it's made in China, but it's a good quality item. So, you know, for 75 bucks, I don't think it's too bad. And if it doesn't work, then we'll just toss it and get a different option there. But now, for the time being, for this low cost project, it's gonna do. So let's go ahead and add it on. Very simple to do. I'm sure you guys have done this before. So piece of cake, once you get it right where you kind of like it. And I like to give myself enough room to grip onto the charging handle, just to make sure that my fingers are not gonna punch the optic, or mess with it, or turn on the button by accident. So, all right, we get this nice and secure, and that's what it looks like. Now it looks kind of cool. It looks kind of, I guess, tactical, what I would call it. So the rifle is starting to come together. And I guess the next thing that I want to replace is, I have a couple things in mind. Obviously the stock is nice. I don't mind this stock at all, but I kind of want it to match here. So either I'm going to paint this, and I've done that before. And yes, you can actually paint your rifle. You don't have to Cerakote it, or do the fancy expensive products. In fact, I've got another rifle that I've painted with just Rust-Oleum paint, and it's been like that for 5 years, and it looks there's a little bit of wear and tear in some areas, but for the most part it looks great still. And I did kind of like a digital camo pattern on it. It turned out pretty good, so I may do this tan color on the stock, or I may just end up getting a Magpul and just have it all Magpul furniture, since it's also low cost option. So I think it's coming along pretty well for a low cost or cost effective AR-15 platform rifle. So I'm happy with the way it's turning out. And before I forget, I got a little cheap little tactical light from Amazon. Very, very cheap. I think it was like 20 bucks. So we're just going to put that in there. And there it is. Cheap, cheap, cheap. Well, guys, I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Please check us out on Facebook, Muddy Tiger Outdoors. We'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.